Yeah, we'll try.
I hope I won't forget. All right, this is a story. There was a well-known Chassid called Rabbi Hillel of Parich. Rav Hillel Parich. He was in the time of the first Rebbe of Chabad, the second Rebbe of Chabad. And he got stranded in this. There's a lot of stories which are very similar to this, but he got stranded in, let me just get the story right. Oh, somehow or other, in the way he got stranded in a town. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think that it was Rosh Hashanah. I think so. And there were only 9 people for the minyan. They needed another person, and it was some little village that in order to get those 9 people was just like a miracle. They had to, remember this guy was Jewish and everything. So finally, it said, "That's all. There's no more Jews, no more Jews. So what are we going to do?" One person, one of the 9 people, piped up and said, "No. What about Stefan, the woodcutter? He's Jewish." So everybody said, "Oh, come on, not him. There's no way." So I said, "What? He's Jewish?" He's no, he's not. So why did he say he was Jewish? He said, "Listen, he a long time ago, he was Jewish. He's Jewish." But he left Judaism. He was against everybody. He's a miserable, terrible person. And he married this non-Jewish woman. They live in some place. It's like an hour's walk away from here. And there's no sense in going to get him. So Hillel Mipard said, we have to bring him. We'll offer him money. Now I don't remember in the story if he went himself or he just sent people, but nevertheless, I think that he sent people. And he sent people, and they, give me a moment here, give me a moment. So he sent 2 of the men to this fellow's house, and he told them, listen, offer him money. Tell him you'll give him like, $500, whatever it was, a certain amount of money. Tell him you'll give him the money. And then he'll come. So they go to his house, and it's like early in the morning. Early in the morning, I guess. No, it can't be early in the morning. It must be that it's getting close to evening. And they knock on his door, and it's cold, bitter cold outside, with deep snow and winds. And finally, they make it to his house, and he's in bed, all bundled up, sleeping in the middle of the day. And they knock on the door. His wife answers the door. "What do you want?" He says, "Listen, we need your husband to be the 10th man in the minyan." And they hear him yelling, "Get out of here, drop dead. I don't want." And she said, "My husband doesn't want anything to do with you. Leave him alone." He says, "We're willing to give $500, 500 rubles or whatever it was." She says, "Stefan, get out of bed. I need a new dress. I need a new shoes. I want to fix up the roof. I want this. Get out of bed. We need the money." So he said, "Listen, I don't want to go. Leave me alone. You never do anything." She started yelling and screaming at him. So first of all, the $500, they give the $500. He gets up, gets all bundled up, and he goes back. "How long is this going to take?" He says, "The rabbi will tell you." $500, a lot of money. That's like a person works for a year to make that much for that. So he goes with them, and he goes in as soon as he sees Hillel Miparich. So he was a very holy person, and his face, radiated just purity. So this sort of startled him, you know. So they finished the prayers. I'm not sure if it was Rosh Hashanah or if it was Yom Kippur. And he just sat in the corner, and they gave him a towel. He put the towels over his head, and he just sat in the corner and he wept the whole time. And the first he just sat there to make the $500, but he was already shaken up by the whole thing. Anyway, he sat there and he wept the whole time. When it finished, the whole day finished, the holiday. So he said, "I'm going with you." And he left his wife with the $500, and he left and he became a Chassid, a follower of him. So we see that if it wouldn't have been for Hillel Miparge getting stranded, which seems to be a terrible thing. And especially in a cold, miserable place and without a minyan. And on Yom Kippur, or Rosh Hashanah, whatever it was. So this was like, really a lose-lose situation across the board. It was in a terrible place, in a strange place. He's going to miss the prayers of Rosh Hashanah, of Yom Kippur. He's going to miss everything, whatever it was. But it ended up to come out to the best possible. It was the only way that they could save this one Jew, wake him up, and to bring him out of ignorance and darkness into true Jewish identity. So sometimes the worst comes from the best, and that's the message of the shofar. The shofar, it's narrow on one side, but it's wide on the other side. Sometimes from the narrowest of situations comes the widest of the wide. And now we'll sound the shofar, but it's very deceiving sounding the shofar, because when I sound the shofar, I sound it, doo, and you don't hear doo. For some reason, the microphone cannot grasp a straight blast, and you hear doo. So it seems that I'm at fault, which in fact, the microphone is at fault. Okay, so anyway, I'll try it anyway. We'll see what happens. Can't lose. But just remember that that's what I'm going to sound is doo. That's a tekiah. Doo doo doo. There's a shvorim. Doo 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 doo. That's trua. And then afterwards another tekiah. Here we go. Maybe I'll cover it over. Maybe it'll work. Again. All right, my friends, have a good day with Mashiach now. God willing, tomorrow, Friday, we will finish this beautiful speech of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, 8:15 in the morning. Hope to see you all with Mashiach.
Amen.